Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we have the 25th anniversary event, 25 years, 25 mementos. So this is definitely a different take on the 25-year celebration. But we do have a change log to start it out, and we'll see how much this covers, and we'll get into the main thing then too, if need be. So, first up, we do have the 25th anniversary. This year marks 25 years and 13 years of old school RuneScape, bringing the perfect opportunity for a brand new event. Start the event by talking to the apprentice wizard Gary Grayzag in southern Varrock and help him open a portal to the realm of memories, a place where you can see and invite versions of creatures from the history of RuneScape. That's really cool. Think you've been there before? Well, there are more memories, including a retro Kalphite Queen in her '04 style. That's pretty cool. I gotta admit, that's really cool. New rewards inspired by Tim and Crunchy. If you guys don't remember who they are, there's the skeleton and the knight in a very old theme. And await those who complete and by the event itself, await those who complete the event. So you have the 25th anniversary helmet, skeleton tabard, warrior tabard, and a 5x5 hat. Plus, mark your calendars for an upcoming anniversary live stream, February 27th at 1600 UTC, where they'll be joined by MMORPG, Z Cookies, and Megan. Then we head into the Deadman Annihilation tweaks. To complete the Have Prissy Skilla Protect Your Magic Tree task in the Western Province Diary, you can now pay Prissy Skilla to protect the tree. Summon thralls via the spellbook will now last twice as long if you have the sigil of the augmented thrall unlocked. Deadman chest for the Archeo Castilla and Calvary Invasion, and Spindle and Venatus now spawn outside of their cave entrance, allowing you to attempt to loot the chest without constantly being attacked by bosses. The Trinket of Avarice will now also loot bones from NPCs automatically. Your noted items will now stack as intended, even if your looting bag is full if you have the Trinket of Avarice active. The risk calculation when attempting to enter a raid area is now based on high alch value instead of the grand exchange value. Accordingly, the required value has also been lowered from 500 KGP to, lowered to 500 KGP from 800 KGP. Since parts of runes of Unka have breach occur in a safe zone, the location has been removed. Breach NPCs will no longer spawn in the water. The Dead Man's Skull countdown timer for the 2 a.m. breach now shows the remaining time left correctly. There is some sailing tweaks. The current restrictions for Ultimate Ironman on the cargo hold have been removed. Ultimate Ironman will be able to use the cargo hold like regular Ironman, no more limited capacity. At least for that part of it, of course. They would love our feedback should the colors of steel and iron cannonballs be swapped to better match their appearance elsewhere in the game, and should the same change apply to steel and iron nails. Share our thoughts in the comments and on the dedicated update post across the social media platforms. So they just want to get our feedback on that. Other changes, they made some feedback changes based on the music system improvements from last week. Your mobile and desktop clients will now remember their volume setting separately, meaning if you're an audio enjoyer when the game is home, but don't want the entire bus to hear your blasting tunes on your way to work, your mobile client will remember its own muted settings. They made it easier to tell at a glance which track you've been vibing along to with handy recolor, and yes, you can pick the color from the settings. The now plain text above the music list can be clicked and read to unlock a hint and to add/remove the track from a playlist. Now, I recently noticed this is also an RS3, so I don't know if this is something that they added to both and it was just like a hidden update, or if it's just been an RS3 for a while. But so, yeah, you can have that same experience on both versions now. Fixed an issue with the right-clicking element and Profundus to recharge crystals. They will now charge correctly. Resolved a host of Z buffering issues, which are clipping issues for the Nightmare Flower visual effect, Calvite Queen tunnel entrance, upstairs the Grimstone dungeon, the cave where High Coddle sits, the vines in the Griffin nest, pier floors in Port Sarum, Phasmidus, Lunar Isle, Relica, and Biscalaris, Rocknar and Talk Zil from the dungeon below in Player and House, the large orrery in Player and House, Blue Moon and Fireplace, the walls of Civitas and fancy stone house styles through another floor. Also, they fixed some rendering and flickering issues for the shadows of pillars of the Tomb of a Masket, the Shadow of League trophies in Player and House, the earthen shield and the ranged larva at the Doom of Macadal. There's some visual effects inside the Scar Maze during Desert Treasure 2, the elemental guards from the Sorcerer's Garden, the wall kit of the Fancy Stone House kit, the examine room door in the surprise exam random event, the core and sigil banners, various assets through the Path of Glory environment, some staircases in Insidious, as well as the Varrock Museum stairs. The Fire Cape and the Skill Cape Masters are now visible for crafting, wood cutting, herblore fishing, and fire making. And this is the cape icons. Hovering over the 10 quantity button in the bank GIM storage no longer claims that the default quantity will be 5 if you click that button. And PvP Rhoda is moved to period B, so 560 UK, PvP 319 US Bounty Hunter, 579 US High Risk, PvP 561 UK Free to Play, PvP 580 US LMS Competitive. And Worlds 390 AUS LMS Competitive and 569 AUS Bounty Hunter have been deactivated with this Rhoda, and the PvP arena using the Max/Med loadouts and rank duels and tournaments this week. Now, I actually didn't see much when it comes to, because I did look over this here beforehand for the 2025 event. But there is, if you go to the Apprentice of Gary Grayzag, as you can see here, he is right near the cabbages, right across from the Blue Moon Inn, back that little alleyway a little bit. That's where you can actually get started with that. And here is some of the pictures for some of the items that you can get. So as you can see, here's the shoulder pad that is for each set with the shirt and the tabard. But you can do that, and there's also the helmet, which is absolutely an awesome helmet. But that is actually just the main thing. Now, I know some people are like, well, what's the difference with the steel and iron nails? So as you can see here, the steel cannonball looks more like iron, and the iron cannonball looks more like steel. So they're saying about potentially switching this, and then it also looks like maybe dulling, a lighter gray for the nails as well. So that's about it, actually. So it's not a huge change, but it is a change nonetheless. And that is actually it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, later, guys.